Pennsylvania is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This isn't legislation, it's hostage-taking, and it's not worthy of the American people. It's supremely irresponsible to threaten a global economic meltdown in order to appease a radical minority. But here we are today, forced to address a manufactured debt ceiling crisis that has rattled global economic markets because right-wing members of the House have a stranglehold on House majority and its leadership. Republicans in the House, influenced by their most extreme members, decided to hold our country's economy hostage in order to take food out of the mouths of hungry Americans. If my colleagues on this committee and in the House think it's good policy to take food away from hungry seniors and families, if they want to pretend to care about government spending and our deficit while refusing to require billionaires to pay their fair share, if they want to take away enforcement tools so it's easier for the ultra-wealthy to cheat on their taxes or for big corporations to pollute our air and water, if they want to continue to argue for the failed policy of trickle-down economics, then let's have that debate and argue those points in committee and on the House floor while going through regular order. Let them bring bills to the floor here and in the Senate and explain to their constituents why they'd rather protect the ultra-wealthy than their neighbors struggling to put food on the table. And let's debate that through the legislative process that our democracy set up. Let them explain why it's fair to give trillions of tax cut dollars to wealthy corporations and billionaires while denying food and mental health care and student loan relief to struggling Americans. To twist our democratic processes and hold American jobs and retirement accounts hostage while they continue to fight for radical policies that could never get the votes to pass in a single subject bill on the House floor, and to fight for tax cuts for billionaires and corporations. This is irresponsible. So let's not pretend this is a serious legislative effort when we are in fact watching what happens when radical members of a political party try to impose their extremist views on the entire country. We know that folks have tuned in today to watch the Rules Committee to see if some of our colleagues will make good on their threats to burn the global economy to the ground if they don't get their way. But let's remember that there's a huge difference between reality and reality TV. Reality TV relies upon manufactured drama and cliffhangers, but there are real consequences and responsibilities when Congress acts or fails to act. And the blurring of lines around performance and posturing by members of Congress when lives and livelihoods are at stake does a grave disservice to our country and to every American. I yield back.
Thank you. The gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized for whether questions he cares to pose to our panel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.